keeping me tonight. Thank God for sustaining me. And I'm not the presider, but I want you to look at your neighbor real quick. I'm really not a neighbor preacher, so you just can look at anybody you like to look at. But I need you to look at them and say, neighbor. I'm not going to bother you if you don't have $1,000 in your pocket.
I'm not going to bother you if you don't have $1,000.
Say, neighbor. I'm not going to bother you if you ain't driving a Mercedes to church.
I'm not going to bother you if you ain't driving a Mercedes to church.
But I just cannot let you sit here 6 feet away from me and not have praise. You got to have praise. Because praise confuses the enemy. The enemy doesn't understand praise. Instead of why you praise and why you glorify him. And I can get happy real fast. So I'm going to just stop talking until I can get to the message. I just thank the Lord for all he's done. I thank the Lord today for our pastor. I really appreciate him so much. Thank God for our first lady, which is my sister. And as I'm looking and I'm seeing back there my brothers, that's elders, I'm a little, got me a little nervous about preaching. I thank God for my brother, Elder Sean. I thank God for my brother, Elder Andre. I thank God for my sister, she's a missionary, Brother Wallace. I thank God for seeing them today. And I thank God as I was sitting there, my children text me to let me know that they were watching me. So I thank God for my children as well. And one of the most important people in the world that I thank God for meeting here, which was a surprise to me to see her walk through the door. I thank God for my wife. Thank God for my number one supporter. She supports me and surprises me a lot of times with her support, but I thank her so much for being there every time I need her. That kind of increased my strength to see my wife today. So I thank God for that. The enemy really messed with me on yesterday. I have a nerve problem, and like yesterday, for some reason I couldn't walk. I just kept falling down every time I would walk. So I didn't think I would be on my feet today, but the power of the mind.
Watch it, sir. Watch it, sir. Watch it, sir. All right.
2 o'clock in the morning, I was on the side of my bed and I started praying and I asked the Lord to touch these legs. And I woke up this morning with these limbs working just fine. You've been working all day because I've been to church all day. I praised him today and my legs still holding up. So I okay, so y'all get too excited. It take me long to get excited. So let me move on to this message, please. Let me move on, because if I don't move on, I'll just put this mic in. That was for the devil because he thought that I wasn't going to be able to dance today. He thought I wasn't going to be able to move, but he's a liar. Oh, God, he's a liar. Hallelujah. I want you to turn to Psalms 137. Hallelujah. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Preach it. Let him use it. Let him use it. Let him use it. Let him use it.
If I didn't have this message burning in my soul, we could just dance my time away and I could just sit down. Hallelujah. But I want you to turn to Psalms 137.
Let him use it.
You know, the closer I get in my 40s, I got so many glasses to see. I'll be 43 in 8 days. So, you know, age, I'm putting these glasses on my face, but it's all right. I can see it again. But Psalms 137 says, by the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, yea, we wept. We hung our, when we remembered Zion, we hung our hearts on the willow tree in the midst thereof. For they who carried us away captives, required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us myrrh. And we said, how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? My message is today, I want you to look at somebody before I pray, say that you must sing.
You must sing.
And whatever you do, don't get rid of your heart.
Don't get rid of your heart.
Oh God, we thank you today. God, as we come before your people, oh God, we ask that you will hide us, oh God. Oh God, let your glory come out of us, oh God. Let your words come out of us, oh God. Let us speak your gospel, oh God. Send the anointing that makes preaching easy. Oh God, help us and give us the strength to deliver the word to your people, oh God. Your word is already blessed, and we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, before I really get yelling and hollering and all the things, you ain't got to go far because it's going to take me long to get excited. I want to give you a history lesson to talk about when the Babylonians captured Judah. So in the first capture of Judah by the Babylonians was in 597 BC. And Jehoiakim was king. And what Jehoiakim did is while he was while he was in battle, he switched his allegiance with the king, with the Babylonians, and switched his allegiance and teamed up with the king of Egypt, Nisho II. And then the king Nebuchadnezzar seized his armies and marched on Judah. In 598 BC, Jehoiakim died during the battle and the siege of Judah. And Zedekiah was placed on the throne. And he was placed on the throne as a vassal to the king. And in 587 BC, Zedekiah rebelled against the king, and that caused the last deportation into Judah. And the last deportation is where they tore down the walls of Judah. They tore the houses apart, ripped their houses apart, and took everything in that land and bind a lot of them and brought a lot of them into prison. And now here the songwriter writes, by the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. He said, we hung our harps on the willow trees in the midst thereof, and they that carried us away captives required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us myrrh, and said, sing us one of the songs of Zion. And we said that how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? And I would say to you today that you must sing. Even though we are facing a lot of strange lands in our life. One of the strange lands that we're going through right now is this COVID-19, and this virus is a strange land. We're dealing with something in this world that we've never dealt with before. Have to be careful, have to wear masks, and have to use sanitizer to protect ourselves from this strange virus and disease that's going on. And a lot of our strange places is not just this COVID-19, it's things that we go through in our personal life. A lot of our strange places is losing family members, is losing people that really meant something to us and trying to deal or face with the grief that comes from that. And a lot of our strange places is losing our jobs and not working anymore, not having a job anymore. That's a strange place. You have bills and you have things that you have to take care of. And another strange place that we deal with losing cars, losing transportation, and trying to figure out how we're going to get to work and trying to figure out how we're going to get to church. And another strange land is when your money is funny and your change is strange and you can't figure out how to make it from one day to another. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's a strange land. And so in the midst of our strange lands, God is still requiring us to sing. Because in Psalms 100 it says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. And a lot of times it's hard to sing. And it's hard to have joy when you're suffering and when you're going through. But that's when you sing, you confuse the enemy. When you sing, you confuse what's going on in your life. Because when you're going through pain and you're going through things and you still got a song, you can confuse the enemy that's coming against you. He don't understand why you sing. And I remember my mother when I was a little boy, she would sing all the time before she would pray. And then she would sing after she prayed. And she would do it all the time. And I would say, why do you keep on singing? You sing before you pray, you sing after you pray. And she would always tell me that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And she said, I sing because regardless of what I'm going through, I'm still happy. And so that lets me know that you got the head. Now I feel my help. I feel that when you sing, you got to be happy. Because you got to confuse the pain, and you got to confuse the enemy that comes against you. You got to make the enemy scratch his head. Why in the world is they singing? I know what I took them through, and I know what I put in their life, but I don't understand why they're singing. Like when Job was going through, he said, blessed be the name of the Lord. He said, the Lord gives, and the Lord taketh away. And he said, the Lord knows the way that I take. And when I'm tried, I shall come forth as gold. You got to keep on singing because the devil get confused. You don't understand why you got a song after all you're going through. If you lost your job, why are you still singing? If you lost your health, why are you still when Saul had a bad spirit, David played on the harp, hallelujah, and chased the bad spirit away. But the harp is an instrument, known as an instrument of joy. But in the spiritual world, the harp is your praise. You can't get rid of your praise. No matter what it is that you go through, you can't get rid of your praise. It can be raining in your life. It can be hard in your life. You can be made to endure for a night. But joy comes in the morning. God will give you a new morning. If you keep your song, if you keep your praise, you can't stop praising. No matter what you're going through, the praise is the power to fight the enemy. Praise is the power to confuse the pain that you're going through. If you gotta praise, praise will change the atmosphere. Praise will change the atmosphere. What you're feeling inside, you can be sad, you can be crying, but the Lord will answer your prayer. He will move in the inside. He will give you a praise all through the night while things are horrible. If you keep your praise before the Lord, God will honor. Praise tickles the feet. I heard a songwriter say, praises go up, blessings come down. You can't get rid of your praise. You must sing a song, fight the enemy. In the midnight hour, you gotta sing a song, fight the enemy. You gotta do a praise, fight the enemy. God is able to bring you out. Whatever you're going through, praise will change life. Whatever you do, you just gotta keep your praise. I'm going to my seat. I'm going to sit down. Paul and Silas were in prison. The Bible says one sung a song, one praise. In the midnight hour, there was an earthquake. It shook the prison. Praise caused an earthquake. Earthquake, shaking your life, shake the things in your life, shake what you're going through in your life. Take my seat. Take my seat. I just gotta get a witness. I get a witness from the word. I normally talk about Paul. I normally talk about Peter. I will talk about David. But I heard the Lord tell me, you are the witness today. 2 years ago, I got rid of my heart. 2 years ago, I wouldn't sing. I got spiritually depressed. I started not believing. God called me to this. I started not believing. I was really being used by God. I would come to church with a depressed spirit. I would decide services. I would push people to praise God. But I was depressed inside. I was angry inside. So many things were happening. And I said to the Lord, I said, I told you yes. Why is all this happening? He let me know 2 years ago, about a year ago, in the beginning of 2020, when I lifted my hands and I was tired. I was ready to just take my own life. He began to speak to me. He began to tell me, I called you. But the problem is, you said yes, but you haven't surrendered. You need to surrender. I was fighting God. The problem was between my will and His. But when I let go of my will, and I let the Lord have His way, I surrendered, talked to God. I totally gave my heart to God. And I came back in this church and dedicated my life. I started praising Him every time I got the chance. So I'm going to my seat. I'm here to tell you, He touched my body yesterday. I was falling to my feet. And I couldn't get up from the ground. And I thought that I wasn't going to be able to do this. I'm telling you, He's alive.